This motivational video, this is for the National Football League, to all the NFL teams. This motivational video is for all of the NFL players and to the NFL teams. Listen, I'm ready for the NFL. It is 2 o'clock a.m. in the morning and I am up doing a motivational video. Guess what? It is 2 o'clock in the morning and I am up doing a motivational video for the NFL teams and for the NFL players. I want it as bad as I want to live. I'm pumped up. It's 2 o'clock a.m. in the morning. It's 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm pumped up. I'm excited. Why? Because I want to speak in the NFL as bad as I want to live. And if you want to succeed as bad as you want to live, then you'll be successful. Again, this motivational video, it is for all the NFL teams and for all of the NFL players. Because I am in the NFL before I get in the NFL. So when the NFL calls me, I'm not going to stop until an NFL team says, Tommy Campbell Jr., we are going to bring you in to speak to our NFL team. I'm already in the NFL before I get to the NFL. Listen to me very closely. Do you get it? I am speaking to the NFL in my mind. Even while I'm speaking, watch this, even while I'm doing this motivational video, I'm in the NFL right now while I'm doing this motivational video. Why? Because I want it as bad as I want to live. And let me calm down. I want to calm down because I'm pumped up. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's asleep. And I'm in the grinding room. I'm grinding. I want this thing as bad as I want to live. I want to speak in the NFL there. I want to speak to an NFL team. And I'm speaking to every NFL player. I want every NFL team to watch this motivational video. I want every NFL player to watch this motivational video. Listen, I want to tell the NFL player. I want to tell the NFL team, how bad do you want to win that Super Bowl? How bad? You're going to have to put in the work. This is what I want to tell you. Before I get into my message, I want you to have a why. You have to have a why of why you want to win the Super Bowl. You have to have a why. See, you've already made it to the NFL. You're already a millionaire. You've already made it to the NFL. So what are you planning for right now? What are you in the NFL right now? What do you want to accomplish as an NFL player? How bad do you want to win? How bad do you want the Super Bowl? How bad do you want to go to the playoffs? How bad do you want to have a winning season? Listen, you're going to have to give up something. There's going to have to be a sacrifice. Listen, I don't want you to be like all the other athletes who make it to the top. Because I want to say this. Your gifts and your talents will get you to the top. But it takes character and integrity to keep you at the top. What do you mean, Tommy? There's so many athletes. There's so many NFL players. They make it to the NFL. But they start hanging around the wrong people. They start making the wrong decisions, going to the nightclubs, going to parties, going to nightclubs, partying, drinking, getting in trouble. Listen, I don't want that to be you. Because listen, it takes a lifetime to make it to the NFL. It takes a lifetime to make it to the Super Bowl. But listen to me very closely. All it takes is one wrong decision that can ruin your whole NFL career. All it takes is one wrong decision that can ruin your life. And I don't want that to be you. I want you to have character and integrity as an NFL player. And I want to tell the NFL team, maybe you're an NFL team and you keep having losing seasons. Listen, I want to speak to that NFL team. I want you to get a winning mentality. I want you to see yourself winning. I want you to work out like you're winning. Listen, when you in that locker room and you in that weight room, I want you to work out more than everybody else. Don't you know there's so many other NFL teams, they're working out as well. But if you're going to be the better NFL team, if you're going to be the better NFL player, you're going to have to outwork the other NFL teams. You're going to have to outwork the other NFL players. You're going to have to do that extra rep than that other NFL team. You're going to have to do that extra rep than that other NFL player. You're going to have to watch film even when coach is not telling and you're gonna have to be the last person to leave practice. How bad do you want it? I want you to have that mama mentality as an NFL player. You can be the next Tom Brady. You can be the next great NFL athlete. There's so many greats. You're gonna have to. I want to ask you this: are you willing to put in the work as an NFL team? Because let me tell you this: in order to win a Super Bowl, it takes an NFL team, and that NFL team, every NFL player has to be on one accord as a team in order to make it to the Super Bowl. Every NFL player has to be on one accord in order to make it to the playoffs. Every NFL team has to be on one accord. Everybody on the team, as an NFL team, has to have a championship-like mentality. And it's about a mentality. Do you have a why? That's what I want to ask every NFL team. I want to ask every NFL player. Do you have a why for why you're in the NFL? Do you have a why for why you're playing the game? Because when you identify your why, are you playing for your mother? Are you playing for your father? Are you playing for your grandmother? Are you playing for your brothers? Are you playing for your sisters? Are you playing for your family? Are you playing for your coach? Are you playing for your players? Are you playing for your teammates? How bad do you want it? Because today we're going to talk about execute. I want to talk to every NFL team in the National Football League. I want to talk to every NFL player about execution. Today we're going to talk about execution. It's no longer I'm trying to go to the Super Bowl. I'm trying to go to the playoffs. I'm trying to have a winning season. You have to execute. And I'm going to give you several principles to every NFL team, to every NFL player about execution. And if you apply these principles, you will be successful as a team and successful as an NFL player. Execute. Execute means to carry out or put into effect a plan, order, or course of action. Do you have a plan? Do you have an order? Do you have a course of action on how you're going to perform as an NFL team? How you're going to perform as an NFL athlete? How you're going to perform in practice, working out, having the right diet, not sacrificing, not going out partying, not going to nightclubs, not wasting your money, hanging around people who are going to build you up, who are going to motivate you, who are going to encourage you to do the right things and make the right decision. Tom Landry said, a champion is simply someone who did not give up when they wanted to. Let me share my story with you. I had every right to give up. I had every right to give up, but I made a decision not to. I flunked the first grade. I was labeled as retarded. I had a reading and comprehension problem. I had a learning disability. I was bullied in school. When I got in high school, my high school teacher, she told everybody else how great they were going to be. But when she got to me, she said, Tommy, you're not smart enough to go to college. You're not going to graduate high school. Then I tried to go to the military, but guess what? I flunked the military test. I had every right to give up, but I executed even in my failures. That's what I want you to do. Execute even when it's dark in your life, because you can only see the stars in the dark. And you may be in the dark right now as a player. You may be in the dark right now as a team, but only the stars can shine in the dark. I flunked the military test. Then I finally got in college. I got in college and I got sick and I had a nervous breakdown. And I was hospitalized for a whole year and I flunked out of college, but I got back in on academic probation. And then in 2009, I became homeless. Then I was innocently shot multiple times and pronounced dead at the hospital. And now I'm a certified life coach, a motivational speaker, a published author of 4 self-help motivational books. I have a youth motivational speaking YouTube channel of over 600 motivational videos for the past 5 years. Listen to me very closely. For half of a decade, for the past 5 years, 365 days out of the year, I've been doing free motivational videos. And these free motivational videos are changing the world. There have been people who were suicidal. They watched my motivational videos and decided not to commit suicide. I save marriages. I help people get through sicknesses. Why? Because I executed. And I want to tell you, as an NFL team, as an NFL player, I want simply someone who did not give up when they wanted to. And I'm a champion. I did not give up. Even though I wanted to give up, I did not give up. And as an NFL team, don't you give up. As an NFL player, don't you give up. Do what you have to do in character and integrity to be the best NFL team that you can possibly be. You are a Super Bowl champion, but do you believe it? Do you have that mindset? Do you have that dog? Do you have that grind beast mode? And I want, as an NFL team, when you're in practice, I want you to put in 120%. I want you to give it your all. You know, as an NFL player, you know, as an NFL team, if you're putting in 120%, because if you put in 120%, you will be, I promise you, as an NFL player, as an NFL team, if you put in 120%, you will be satisfied with whatever the outcome will be anytime you put in 120%. But if you put in 80, if you put in 70, if you put in 90, if you put in 100%, you won't be satisfied with the outcome. You should be trying every day of your life to find different ways to get better as an NFL player and as an NFL team. You cannot cheat. Let me say this. As an NFL team, as an NFL player, you cannot cheat the process of becoming great and successful as an NFL team. You must listen to me very closely. You must go through the process in character and integrity. Because as an NFL team, as an NFL player, you cannot cheat greatness. I want you all to be football players with goals to win the championship. Because if you have goals to win the Super Bowl, then you know where you are going. I heard someone say, don't aspire to be the best on the team, but aspire to be the best for your NFL team. You all are an NFL team. You all are NFL players. It's not the football team. It's not the NFL. It's not the NFL football team that has the best players that win. It's the NFL football players with the best team, with the best NFL team that wins. As NFL football players, as an NFL team, I want you to make and set your goals so high, and don't quit and don't give up until you get there. Your goal is to win the Super Bowl. Your goal is to have a winning season. Your goal is to make it to the playoffs. You came here, you came to the NFL to win the Super Bowl. You came to the NFL to win, to make it to the playoffs and be the best in every area of your life. Don't just be successful on the field, be successful off the field. Vince Lombardi said, it's not worthy you get knocked down, it's worthy you get back up. There is power in getting back up. And as an NFL player, as an NFL team, I want you to get back up. I want you to get back up and go after your dreams. If you work out, let's talk about this. If you work out hard, if you put in 120% when you train as an NFL team, as an NFL player, you will not only be hard, but you will be difficult and hard to beat as an NFL team. There are teams in your conference grinding and working hard right now. So your goal should be to work out. Your goal should be to outwork them and do those extra reps. Listen, let me tell you, I'm outworking every motivational speaker right now. I'm in the NFL right now, in my home right now. I'm speaking to the NFL. And you best better believe there's a team out there, there's an NFL team out there that's going to see my grind. They're going to see my dedication. They're going to see this passion. They're going to see this energy. They're going to hear my story and bring me in to speak to the NFL team. It's 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm doing a motivational video to the NFL players, to the National Football League. Listen to your coaches, because your coaches will challenge you and they want nothing but the best for you. What I want you to do is challenge yourself and hold yourself accountable. Vince Lombardi said, winning isn't everything, but winning is the only thing. You were recruited and brought here. You were drafted to the NFL. You were brought NFL to win a Super Bowl, to make it to the playoffs, to having a winning season. You were brought here based on how great you were in high school, based on how great you are in college. Your hunger should be even greater now as an NFL player. Believe in yourself and practice to win. I'm closing. Work out to win. Fight to win. Give it your all to win. Put in 120% to win. I heard someone say that football is a game. That football is a game of mistakes. Whatever football team makes the fewest mistakes, whatever NFL team makes the fewest mistakes will win. I want you to make the fewest mistakes. Tim Tebow said, every time I step on the field, I'm going to give my whole heart regardless of the score. When you get on that field, give it 120% on every play until the game is over. Don't wait till the fourth quarter and you quit and give up. I don't care what quarter it is. Give it 120% in the first quarter. Give it 120% in the second quarter. Give it 120% in the third quarter. And definitely give it 120% in the fourth quarter. Lastly, who are you playing football for? This is the best part of this message. Now, I have to save the best for last. What is your why for playing in the NFL? What is your why for being an NFL player? You must identify your why for playing this NFL game. Do you wanna win the Super Bowl? Do you wanna have a winning season? Do you wanna make it to the playoffs? Identify your why. Are you playing this game for your mother, your father, for your grandmother, for your grandfather? Are you playing this game for someone you love who passed away? Are you playing for your brother or your sister or cousins, uncle, aunt? As I close, every time you are tempted to party, drink, chase women, or do drugs, or do something that can ruin your career, I want you to think about your why and the people you love and the people that are depending on you to become successful or make it to the league, or other people to make it to the league, and for you all to make it to the playoffs and the Super Bowl so you can take care of your family and do what you need to do as a team. Remember, your gifts and your talents will get you to the top, but only character and integrity will keep you at the top. This is your time. This is your season. This is your moment. You are greatness. You are Super Bowl champion. You are MVP. And I want you to know that you can do anything. This is your time. This is your season. This is your moment.